G'day Lawnies, it's Matt Dawn from Lawnporn. I hope you had a great 2023. It's now 2024 and we're going to have a great year this year. I've had a couple of weeks off and I've really enjoyed it, but I'm now back into the full swing. I had a couple of projects that I did over those couple of weeks and this is one of them. Welcome to 2024. I hope you had a great New Year's. Now, I did this as a bit of a project during my holidays. I didn't really think too much of it, to be honest, but when I popped a picture up of it, there was a lot of reaction to it. So I just want to go into how this all came about. Well, why I did it is because I like having all the tools and I can just grab and get to what I need. And these are the most used things that I have. So it's sort of an offshoot. I've done a studio. I put some panels up and I actually overbought panels. I just was at the shop and I just did it on the spur of the moment. I just went, I'll need 6 panels, adding up the sizes in my head, and I only needed 4. So I had a couple of panels spare. So this is why this happened. And I had some spare paint, which was the same paint as my studio. To start off, the board is a 12mm. It's 2.4 meters high by 1.2 meters across, and it works quite really well that it's, I can have it there and still have enough gap to get to my irrigation box here. This Ego Corflute, I got that from Ego. I asked them for it and they sent me out a couple, so I've got one up in the studio as well. And they've supported us for like the last 5-6 years. My poor wife had to go through the positioning of all of this for me. So I said, this must go here first, so we put that up there first, and it's just Corflute. It's held up with blue tack. There's nothing too serious there. Now getting to the paint, I did a acrylic primer paint from Accent Paints, and that was like a white colour. That was just the primer. Let that dry for a couple of hours, and then I only put one coat of this colour, which was Urban Myth by Accent Paints. So I let that dry for a day, and then I put up these hooks, and these hooks, I'll put a link in the description. I got a mixed pack of 16 hooks from Amazon. Didn't cost me very much, and just drilled them straight in. Now, how I drilled the board to the wall, there's 3 beams, 1, 2, and 1 down the bottom there. So I use counter sunk head Phillips drive screws, metal screws, and just 3 in each beam. A bit hard to see because they're painted over. But yeah, the finish came up really nice. The function of what I needed to do in this area is basically what influenced the design. I needed instant access to my tools, nice and easy place to put them and store them, and an easy place to swap them as I needed them. I'm really not the most organised person going, but I really had to think about what I do when I mow the lawn, and I usually like detailing the edges using the line trimmer and the line edger, and also use the blower a lot. So it made a lot of sense to get it all on one board, one easy place, grab my batteries, change my tools as I needed, and that'll inspire me to look after the area a bit more. This area has been down for about 5 months. I haven't done anything really special except for the odd fertilise and soil wetter. I call it the dog's yard because it's more or less his domain. He roughs it up a bit. Being the area that I've reviewed a couple of robotic mowers, and I've got a couple more coming out soon. And the Ego stuff here is just showing its power. It's wonderful stuff to use. And I've got to say, having everything organised has really been wonderful and really helps my workflow. Putting it all together, my wife practically wanted to kill me because I kept adding to it. But we started off, we measured this, and we're attaching everything mostly by handles to the hooks. So we sort of found the most appropriate hook. I held it in place, and then we marked it up and then and we drilled it straight in, basically. It was to make it really neat and not too cluttered looking. This is the commercial line trimmer, and it's got the big head there, and that is a great line trimmer. I really love that. It's the best one that I've had from Ego. I've tried all the other ones, they're quite good too, but this is the one that I really liked. So the next thing I use the most is definitely the line edger. And again, this is the solid line edger from Ego, solid edge there. And again, this is the commercial model. It's a dedicated model. You can get it also in a power load configuration, which I've got here, but I've only just got one tool set up towards it. So those are the two things I use most often, for sure. Now, I can't see it, but it's down on the ground here. Here it is. I've got the hand blower from Ego, and you might want to come to the side here, baby, and just see. Like this little hook. This was a hook that was had a fair bit of length. Not the longest, because these are the longest ones, but a fair bit of length. And we're going for this little nook in here. I thought that was quite neat to go in there. We did try some other things, but basically it just goes in like that, and that sits really, really nicely. So the next thing, I don't use it a heck of a lot, but it's certainly handy to have, is the chainsaw. And it's always good to have a chainsaw ready to go. And we just did it this way. So that was kind of cool. Just going through the handle here. It's cool too, I get to show off the Ego. Now, don't use this a heck of a lot, especially here, because I don't really have a hedge. I have hedging plants, but they're not, they've only been in a few weeks, so they're not growing enough to use this. But this is the hedger that I'm going to be using quite a bit, and just attached it through the handle here. Here's another little hook here, and just goes boom, straight like that. And it's just so easy to grab when you need it. Just boom, you know, and away you go. We ummed and ahed about this a little bit, where to put the batteries, but and different ways of doing it. And even on the Facebook page, there was a person who sent a link. You can get them from eBay for about 25 bucks or something, where you could put your batteries flush like that. That's pretty fancy, but I used to just use these big hooks and put them there like that, because that's also nice and easy to grab, and you know, even if I knock it by accident, it's not going to fall over. So could have made those a little bit closer maybe in hindsight, and put a third one up or something like that, but yeah, no problems. And by this stage, my wife was looking at me going really, really angry at me, because, you know, I was like, oh, I could put this and this and that and this and that and that. And she's going, like, use the things that you use mostly, and the rest can be put somewhere else. So these are definitely the things that I mostly go for. And here's the power load, which is a detachable, which I've got the rotary scissors on, which I use all the time as well. So it's now nice to have the power load and have that dedicated. And that just sits there like so, no problems. So that is all the setup there. I thought it was a neat little project. It came together basically in one day. Yeah, it's really made it much more easy to use my stuff. Be sure to ask me a question about it by putting a message in the comments, or if you've got some other links to some other cool attachments, maybe put them in the comments as well, and for all of us to share and build up our Ego walls and storage. It's certainly definitely so much better that this is all now organised. I can just grab what I need and slap it together, boom, and out I go. So no problems there. I made sure I grabbed that, because if I grabbed the blower, I'd annoy my wife with it. So I've got other videos coming out soon as well. I've redone the front lawn. I didn't get enough time to edit it this week. Plus, I wanted to show some of the results, and it's only 4 days growing in since I've done it. So There's already results coming already, and we've had quite significant showers and about 55 mils of rain in the last day and a bit. So it's really been quite challenging, but I wanted to just share the whole experience with you. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It helps me grow, and we'll get your lawn on in the next one. See you later.